Welcome to PMPA's Final Cut of the Week, where we share important information you may have missed while you were making essential parts. I'm Veronica Durden.
And I'm Renee Merker. And this is what you need to know for the week ending April 29, 2022. The recent bearish trend in steel scrap came ahead of this week's stock market correction and has many PMPA members scratching their heads. If the process for steel and stainless are going up, why isn't the price we get paid for the steel scrap following suit? The answer? Geopolitics, which is impacting supply and demand. Scrap oversupply in April was evident and is responsible for the lower volumes and lower prices for scrap. But why the oversupply? According to our resources, Turkey, who is usually the big buyer for U.S. scrap steel exports, is currently taking advantage of low-cost steel semi-finished products from Russia, now available at fire sale prices. Russian steel exports have now not yet been placed under sanction, so the Turkish mills save the melting and casting costs by purchasing semi-finished for further processing. And that's why nobody wants to pay you what you think your chips are worth.
The Philadelphia Federal Reserve Bank reports that according to the firms responding to the April Manufacturing Business Outlook Survey, manufacturing activity continued to expand in the region. The survey's indicators for current general activity, shipments, and new orders declined from last month's readings but remained positive. The employment index and both price indexes edged higher and remain elevated. The future indicators for general activity and new orders fell sharply, but overall the firms continued to expect growth over the next 6 months. Raw material costs increased 10 to 12.5%, while energy climbed 7.5 to 10% in April.
The Chicago Fed National Activity Index moved down to plus 0.44 in March from plus 0.54 in February. 3 of the 4 broad categories of indicators used to construct the index made positive contributions in March, but 2 categories deteriorated from February. Manufacturing industrial production was the strongest contributor. It moved up 0.9% in March after increasing 1.2% in February.
PMPA's Speaking of Precision podcast, released Monday, talks about importance of titles for your employees. You can listen on major podcast platforms or on PMPA.org.
Now for our weekly tip. Quality is a critical factor in manufacturing. Has the definition of quality changed over the years? Find out what Miles Free has to say about the definition of quality at PMPA.org's Knowledge Centers or Final Cut of the Week.
And that's our take on what you need to know for the week ending April 28th, 2022. For more information and links about any of the topics discussed today, please go to PMPA.org and click on Final Cut of the Week.
Thanks for checking in, and we'll see you next Friday.